guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about competition prep. So what it is, explaining it to your family and friends, and just pretty much how to explain it so that the people in your life can help support you instead of feeling like everybody's against you kind of thing. So let's get into it. I have a bunch of notes right here on my little clipboard thing. And we're going to talk about explaining prep. So as far as prep goes, if somebody sent you this video or, they want you to watch it, then please stay till the end. And I really think it'll help you out to understand your friend or your family member that is doing a competition prep. So we'll start with just like what bodybuilding is. And honestly, anyone that's going to the gym is bodybuilding. So bodybuilding is just building your body through nutrition and fitness. And whenever you go into bodybuilding competitions, it's like the extreme version of that. Somebody that's wanting to do this usually like has like a lot of drive with it. They see the glamour, they see like all the cool pictures and stuff, and they want to do it because, you're going to have different reasons, and I'll explain that later. So as far as bodybuilding competitions go, it's super weird. Like everything about it is going to be like so weird. Everyone goes on stage, they're super lean, they're muscular, they've got these awful tans on, like worse than how orange my face is. Like just everything's crazy and different with it, and if you've never been to one, you're going to be way out of your element, and there's going to be things that are new to you. And that's why explaining things to your friends and family, or listening whenever they want to explain what bodybuilding is going to help you, so whenever you go to their show that you kind of get it a little bit. So as far as the competitions go, they split them up into men's and women's, and there's different divisions and different classes, like height classes, there's different weight classes and things like that. You'll see different shapes and sizes of people. Everyone's going to be a little different with it. As for men's, you have men's physique, classic physique, and then bodybuilding. And then once you get to bodybuilding, it's more like weight classes and stuff. And those are the ones that wear like the little man thongs. It's like tiny. And then for the ladies, we have bikini. They just came out with wellness, which is the one that I'll be doing. Figure, women's physique division, bodybuilding, and fitness. The fitness one is really cool to watch. That's one of my favorites because these girls are shredded and lean, and then they go out and do like a gymnastics routine and strength routine. So that one's really cool to watch. As for like what they're wearing and stuff, they're usually in very small outfits. You'll see people eating Tupperware and around like watching the show. There's, like I said, different posing routines, so they'll go out there and flex and do different things. There's tons and tons of sparkle, like everyone has like a sparkly bikini on, and everything's like so over the top. So competitions, like when you go to one, you're just like, what the heck is going on? And it's gonna be weird. I remember my first show and just like looking around and being like, wow, like that's crazy. Because I watched a ton of them on YouTube, but whenever you get to one, it's completely different. You can watch all the shows in the world on YouTube, but they're not going to show you everything that's going on, in the audience. Sometimes there's expos, sometimes there's like guest posers and things like that. There's all this stuff going on in the background and whatnot. So bright lights, awful tans, everyone's flexing. It's kind of weird. But as for whoever sent you this video, or if you're trying to look for a better way to explain it to people, as far as explaining a competition, the best thing that I recommend, because I have been going through this myself, I've done 12 shows now, or the one that's coming up is going to be my 12th show. And I've always felt like I close off from people, like I close off from my friends, from my family. I don't come to as many family events because I just don't like to put myself in the situation of like, why aren't you eating this? Why are you bringing your own food? And sometimes like I used to make myself feel so alone with it, which isn't their fault. It's obviously only my fault. because I never explained to them what was going on. I always felt like I didn't have support, like nobody understood what was going on. It just felt really alone, and it was because of me. I was pushing, like I felt like everyone was against me and whatnot, like, but it's all my own fault because I didn't explain to them what was going on. And I'm hoping that they watch this video and understand it a little bit better. So as far as explaining competition prep and everything like that, explaining why you're doing it is going to help them understand it a lot better. So as for me, like why I do competition preps is mostly to challenge myself. I've always had like pretty low self-esteem, low confidence, very shy, especially in front of a ton of people. I'm a personal trainer and I hate doing group classes. I hate teaching more than like 5 people, and especially if I don't know them, I get like stage fright, I get super anxious, I talk too fast, very hard to understand. So like going on stage like gives me such an adrenaline rush and I love it. And as weird as that sounds, it's kind of like I'm scared of heights and I love going on roller coasters. So it's kind of like that same like feeling. It's like a rush. And then as far as like the other reasons I do competitions is I love seeing my body change. With a competition prep, you get into some pretty extremes, like as far as like how lean your body gets. I do build muscle pretty easily, or I guess I'd say pretty easily compared to some people. It's always relative. So I love seeing my body build muscle and then getting lean to see how much I built and what I changed to my body. And I learn a lot about myself. So after my first prep, I became a lot more independent. I believed in myself a lot more because I got out there and did it. I ended up getting 5th at my first show, so it was quite a confidence booster. And it was right after I went through a really bad breakup. So it really changed my life, and which is why I did 10 more after that. And then as far as like, you just learn you gain a lot of characteristics from this. I really think like you find out how dedicated you are. You have to have a lot of perseverance, and it's really cool to meet new people. You see all these like fitness people online and stuff, and it's cool to meet them in person. Sometimes they're just like they are online, and then sometimes they're not, but it's cool to figure that out for yourself instead of just believing what's online. So that part's really cool. And then as far as like what you have to do in a competition prep is pretty different for everyone. It's going to depend on the person, what division they're doing, who their coach is. That's another thing. Like I've had a coach for most of my shows. I've coached myself for a few, but I always feel more comfortable like having a coach. So if you ever like hear me saying like, oh, my coach like bumped up my cardio or lowered my macros or something, usually talking about like my food or my cardio, that's somebody else who has an outside look on me. And it helps having that person because sometimes you get to a place where you're not seeing yourself right in the mirror and you want to lower all this stuff and like up your cardio crazy, and your coach kind of like pulls you back in and it's like, hey, we don't need to do that. So having a coach is a great idea. So if you're talking to your friends and stuff, if they talk about their coach, that's what they're talking about. It's probably either someone local or somebody online that kind of tells them what to do. Okay, so as far as like what you have to do a competition, there's a lot that goes into it. So not just the physical things that you have to do, there's a lot of money involved in it. So if you have a family, like understanding that there's going to be registration fees, there's going to be travel costs, hotel costs. You have to get like your NPC card, you have to get a suit for it, which is sometimes expensive, especially on the girl side. And yeah, just paying for the food that you have to eat, which, I mean, as I get closer to a show, I eat less and less, so it's not that big of a deal. But sometimes the type can be more expensive. So the financials, there's going to be more time taken away. So understanding that this person might have to say no to, some events because they have to go to the gym more often, they have to do more cardio, or they have to spend more time meal prepping. They're going to say no to more things because they have to spend their time wisely. And they're not going to, if they're dedicated, they're not going to take time from their prep, which they've spent all this money on and all this time on and mental space on, just to go get drinks at the bar or something like that. So understanding that they're going to be a little bit less social. And some people, if they do like a flexible approach, like what I do, sometimes you can go out, but honestly, I get so tired towards the end of prep that I don't even want to go out. So that's why I become like a hermit in some ways. So yeah, they become less social, say more, no more to things. And then sometimes you'll carry more Tupperware around. These people will have like lunch boxes prepped if there's an event like a holiday or some sort of dinner and they bring their food. They don't want you to make fun of them or to be like, oh, like, why are you bringing Tupperware? They have a huge goal. They're not bringing Tupperware to be weird. They're just doing it because they want to get to their goal and they don't want to go on stage looking bad because there's all these people looking at you whenever you're on stage. So the other thing is you'll start to notice that that person who is prepping is going to start to look quite a bit different, especially towards the end. They start to look almost like sickly. Like there's some stages, there's like, you know, you look good whenever people in the gym are like, hey, you look good. Like, do you compete and stuff? And then when you're lean enough for a show, it's usually, oh my God, you look sick. Like, are you okay? Like, kind of questions. And that's usually whenever you're lean enough to place well in a show. So expect that. They're not going to look healthy. It usually isn't healthy to have that physique for a long time anyways. So they'll probably look like that for a few weeks and that's about it. And after the show, they usually go back to looking normal again. They're going to have some mental changes too. Like I know for me, I get a lot of mood swings. I get pretty grumpy. I have to apologize a lot. I try to stay more quiet because I get so grumpy and have these mood swings. So if you notice that person being more quiet and holding their tongue more, it's probably so they don't say anything they don't mean, which I'm awful at. And I have to say sorry a lot. So other than that, I think I covered everything, like how to explain a competition prep. I hope it all makes sense. And if you have questions, put them down below. I'm hoping that you understand this and support that person. That is the biggest thing, is having support for the person that's doing the show, because they need it. They need like your understanding. They just want you to cheer them on, you know, like be in their corner, be on their team. It's like having that, like you're going, you know, just like any sports team, having that like fan base, like cheering you on, going to your show if they want to. It just makes you feel a ton better. I remember my first show, I didn't explain anything to my parents really. And my mom and my stepdad ended up coming with some of their friends, and it made me feel so good. Like they came to finals and they saw me get my trophy and stuff, got pictures with me. And honestly, like it's crazy to me that they did, because I don't remember ever explaining to them what I was doing. I just like didn't show up a lot and got really small and that's about it. I'm never good at explaining things. I'm the type of person that I don't talk a lot, except for now to the camera. But so I was really surprised that they even showed up to it. And my mom ended up coming to a lot of my shows, so it made me feel a ton better. It's kind of like it reminded me of high school sports, like your parents and your family coming to see you play. And it's kind of like that with this. So it was really cool. All that person wants, all the person that sent you this wants, is for you to support them on this journey. Hopefully they do more shows and you'll be able to get to them. But yeah, all they want is some support and some empathy, understanding that they don't want to drink. They probably don't want the food you're offering, and don't take it as an insult or that they don't want to be around you, because they probably do. They probably want that drink really bad, because I feel that. But yeah, they're doing it for a deeper reason and a more important reason, they feel, than getting drunk or something like that. So hopefully this all makes sense, and hopefully you cheer them on at their next show. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will probably be a vlog again. But yeah, hopefully, I've said that so many times. So I'm going to close it out here. If you're looking for any competition prep coaches, there are a ton online that you can look through. I only do lifestyle clients, so if you're looking for just regular training, not competition prep training, then you can contact me at heirloomfitness.com and fill out one of my questionnaires to become a client. I'll see you guys in the next video.